I think this counts as tinder because it doesn't catch from a spark. Yeah, I can see it's just
Okay.
If I was to breathe on that, had enough of it, I could blow on it and then it would burst into flame. Grass behaves the same. I could do it with leaves, so let's try leaves. Let's break them up into little pieces, put them down there, see if they work. Not really, and in fact if I get the fire going, these might be the next stage. Yeah, so you get the thing that burns most easily, cotton wool, really good. Okay, if you put a bit of Vaseline on it, that makes it last longer because the Vaseline catches fire then. When the cotton wool's burning, there's enough heat coming off to put the next thing on, so it might be this. Yeah, when that's burning, there's enough heat coming from that to put the small twigs on, and then the bigger ones, and you build it up and up and up. So the order of things ought to be: put your tinder on first. Why wouldn't you put it on the bare ground? What's wrong with the bare ground? I'll give you a clue. This came off the bare ground. Could you feel that? Tell me what it feels like. It's damp, isn't it? Yeah, even today, that's damp. Those leaves would not catch fire. So the ideal thing is to build on top of a dry surface like some clean wood, or like here, or a brick or something of that nature. So I'm going to light that in a minute, but before I do, I just point out how to find the tinder.
Ég langar að segja að þeir hafa oft heyrt heima að skipta svo miklu máli að halda eldinum lifandi, að láta hann aldrei deyja. Það er ábyggilega út af rakanum líka. Er það ekki?
Og hitti. Og líka það svo erfitt að kveikja hann aftur.
Það er það sem ég meina, út af rakanum, það verður allt rakt bara á nótæm. Er það ekki? Ég kannu það.
Jú, og svo náttúrulega minnkar hittin.
Já.
This is an English Christmas tree. If we take the branches off it, we can get some quite small ones. And the ideal thing to do is, as I've done, is to take them off, and I've done here. And if you have them in 3 sizes, so with children you could do this, obviously probably older than the children you work with, but even, well, you up to 6 years old, is it? Yeah. So you could sort them into, what size do we call that? The size of a pencil? Pencil, yeah. Then we've got this size, the skinniest size, the size of perhaps hair, or if you can, or yeah.
Knitting.
We'll call it like yeah. Let's call it hair-like, thick hairs. And then in between, you might have one that's, let's say, this size, a match. Yeah. You can use whatever words you want to, but the ideal thing is to sort them so you get a pile of the thin ones. And you'll need to do this because you have to be methodical lighting fires. It's like everything. Women should be much better than men at it because they're methodical. My tendency is to be impatient and do it in a hurry, especially if I'm doing it with people watching me. You've all been there, it's called teaching. But if we put that size on there, so we get 3 sizes, you can have more.
Say one word in Icelandic. Sko kerfisbundin vinnubrögð. Sko það er satt. Og það er alveg sama hvað við erum að gera. Þetta með að búa til samfellu. Af því ef að þau gera þetta einu sinni, þá er þetta bara eitthvað svona pop.
Já, einmitt, já.
En ef við gerum þetta aftur og aftur, og til dæmis það sem við erum að vinna rosalega mikið með er að flokka plastperlur. En getum við flutta yfir á einhvern annan efni við, sem að sko gerir heim þeirra ríkari og kannski minnka aðeins plastframleiðsluna á þessum plastbökkum sem að, þú veitu hana, þegar við erum að spreyja og flokka einhvern annan efni við sko.
Einmitt.
Og það var gaman á því.
Já.
Okay, are we ready then? Let's see if David can light a fire, shall we? So the order of things, I've got my safety things here. You can't light a fire with the gloves on because you need to have the fingers here. So the gloves are only when it gets quite big.
Okay.
I'm going to set fire to the cotton wool. Then I'm going to put, well, I can put these on. just to show you how easy that burns. Then I put the fine sticks, the next sticks. So that was the hair, the match, and then the pencil sticks. And then I've got these as well, which is will burn easily. And I've got some bigger ones. And we're going to have this for later because we'll have a communal fire. But you're going to do your own little fires, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. So here we go. Are you ready? Let's see how quickly this happens.
Wow. Wow.
Maybe put some of those on just to prove they burn. Yeah. Don't throw it, I should just place it there. And if you're lucky, that will catch fire like that. If you're not so lucky, you may have to get down and blow it from the side. You see the effect of air being added.
Og ef að þið þurfið að leysa vind, þá upplagt af því að það líka metangas.
Kannski spretta upp í bossana. Ekki viljum við þannig.
Ég með vodka. Það vangur ástís.
And we'll just let that, see if that takes. And then I shall build that up. And I've got all these, and there's quite a lot of wood around here. I'm not going to put wet leaves on because all I'll get is steam and smoke. Because what happens, if a fire's got any water there, then it smokes, so there's some water in there. When the fire's good and hot, any water's driven off so quickly that it doesn't smoke at all. So once it's going, it should be good. Yeah, and that's catching all right. Now there's lots of different ways of building these fires. I just did the simple one there. Some people like to build a pyramid. And some build them upside down. You can see once it's going, then it's more sensible to place things and leave air gaps. And then I can blow.
But how about if it's rain?
And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'll have to send you away, and then I'll do it without you watching me. So that's the principle anyway. So you will need to gather things that you think will burn easily. I'll give you some cotton wool, okay? You'll need to go around, if you look for things, you can experiment and see, I wonder if this will work, okay? I'll give you one of these. This is my trusty, when you see it's been well used, can't you?
What kind of material is it?
I think that's a mild steel and that's hardened steel. So that is, I think the important thing is one has to be harder than the other.
Okay.
Okay.